Hi guys, it's getting warmer outside, so I just finished washing my 2009 Mini Cooper. One of the things I discovered, I opened the sunroof and there was sitting water in there. Let me show you. Okay, let me see if I can see it here. Got a light there, but this is water right here. Then there's a little drain hole right here on the side, and it's not draining. But if you look at the other side must be clear because the water is drained. The car is actually sitting on a slant downward, so the water is kind of pooled down here. Okay, so you can see this is the other side, and it's actually dry, and there's the drain hole right there. So I'm going to try to unclog the other side, and it's a good thing to check to see if those drain holes are clogged or not. Shot of this again. Yeah, it's just pooling water right there, so you can't even see the drain hole because of the water is above it. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is just use some wire. Looks just like this, and I'm gonna put it in the hole and try to go ahead and unclog the drain. Just have to keep working its way down. Seems to be hung up on something. So I'm going to have to go with a thinner wire or so. That didn't work really well, so what I'm going to try to use is canned air to blow it out. Okay, my kid used up all my canned air, so got my compressor with a thing, then I got a little hose that I found sitting around, so I'm going to shove this in here. And now, that air coming out here, I'm going to try to hold this up to the hole and squeeze the trigger. Actually, it fits in the hole a little bit. And there it goes. Actually drained. Made a mess, but drained. Let me do it again. Make sure I'm clear. There we go. I think it's draining, and I think I'm going to do the other side just for the hell of it. I'm going to get some water and pour it in there and see if it drains. Okay, got a cup of water, so not completely dry, but the water level is a lot lower. No, it's not draining. I must have just blown the water. Try it again. Why is this not draining? The air come out? Okay, thought I was done, but what a disaster this turned out to be. So basically, I was trying to clear out that air hole here, the drain hole actually, and with the air compressor, and I got cocky and I turned it up too high. I was originally doing around 20 psi, then I cranked it up to 45, 50, and what happened is there's a rubber connection that connects to this, and I blew that off. So when I would pour water down into here, it would drip all the way down and puddle at the bottom of the footwell there. So basically, I had to go take it apart. And then when I took it apart, I figured out what was actually happening. So let me draw you a picture. So basically, I'm going to have the this is the drain connection, and it goes to a plastic tube like this. And apparently there's a rubber connection between these two stiff points, and what happened is it was actually creating a gutter kind of like this with a rubber piece. So when I would get water in here, it would fill up, but then there would be, it was almost like a trap. So if I actually stick my finger in there and push this hose down, the water actually drains out. So let me show you how I got to this. I remember some videos that people, or actually conversation people were talking about how they, whenever it rains, they'll get water in their footwell, and it's probably because of this rubber connection here broke or something, and then that's where you're getting the water that's getting into your footwell. But to be able to get to this, you gotta take off a lot of trim. Let me show you what I did. So after late last night, right before dinner, got all pissed off because I was getting water inside the well there, and I knew why. It's because I blew off the rubber connection up here for the sunroof drain, which wasn't really clogged. It was just, there was a weird rubber trap that was going on. So to be able to get up to that connection up in here, you got I didn't film this earlier because I was just wanting to get everything off last night. So pull the trim off around the edge like that. Then you want to drop off the bottom cover, and basically those are just held on with 3 torque bolts on the bottom. Then once you get that off, I went ahead and popped this, which I didn't need to do. And I took the bolts out of this, which I didn't need to do because it's still hooked up here. But you do need to take off the A-pillar column. This is the A-pillar column that goes up here. Basically, you take off that little cover that says airbag and take out the bolt out of there, and it just snaps out. Looks like that. That's what it looks like. Okay. Once I took that off, I went ahead and took off the sun visor. There's 2 nuts to hold that on. Remember, there's a wire connection here because of your if you have a light. And I went ahead and took off this one, the hand thing and the side sunshade. That was easy. Then to be able to get in a little bit easier, I popped this off, and basically got to do that from the top with the sunroof. I just popped off the front end because I think the back end has the same clips. It's basically these clips. These sit above here, and these clips sit below it and clip into these little slots. So basically you have to push the little tab down a little bit, but not too hard, otherwise you'll break the tab, and then you can slide this off. So once you get it off, I didn't have to take off this. I wanted to see what was happening with this because this was starting to pop off by itself. So I need to get the RTV underneath here to hold that thing back down. So once you do that, you can get down and drop your headliner a little bit. And let me get a light. See if I can, there, that tube right here. Let me get better light. Okay, there it is. See if you can see it. Here's the hard drain tube. There's a rubber one. And basically, if you follow it with your finger, you'll feel that it connects to the nipple on top for the tray for the sunroof. So I saw that slipped off because I used too much air pressure and it popped out. And actually, if I put my finger above the rubber tube, it pushes it down and it drains better. Okay, I have this leftover piece of foam, kind of soft foam, and I'm going to cut a piece about the thickness of my finger, maybe a little wedge shape, and slide it above that rubber hose to help push it down so I don't have a trap anymore. Okay, I got the drain a lot better. There it goes. And it doesn't leak now. If you ever wonder where that hose goes, it basically, if you look down, you open your hood, and you look down in there, see that black hose that's running up? That's where it drains out. So now I'm just going to put the car back together, and done making a mess and solving that mystery, and sometimes better just leave things alone. Okay, thanks for watching.